Welcome to the Rescue Authentic Networking Videocast. I am Nicole Williams, along with my co-host, Don Evans Casey and Jennifer Johnson. Hey, Jennifer, how's it going today?
It's going very well. We're going to get right to our guest. I'm so glad to see everybody. We have a really special guest. We always have special guests, but today we have Kim Williams, who's the executive director of the Indiana Parkinson Foundation. And I know so much that Kim has done for our network, but I know she does it every day for the Indiana Parkinson Foundation. So we're going to get right to the question we always ask Kim is, well, first of all, we want to know more about you. We know a lot about you, but we want our listeners to know about you and more about you than maybe what we all know. What you do, and how is the state of this COVID pandemic thing affecting your business? And obviously, I mean, I know there's been a lot of changes to what your Indiana Parkinson Foundation stuff is doing. So take it away. It's yours.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jennifer.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
lady. So I'm Kim Williams, and I am a Fishers resident. I have a husband of almost 23 years and two daughters who are both attending IU Bloomington. Very proud of them, and very excited to be here today and share with you about what I'm doing now with the Indiana Parkinson Foundation. I've been with the foundation for over 8 years now, and I started with the foundation as a trainer on the floor, working with the Climb exercise program that was developed specifically to fight the deficits of Parkinson's disease. And starting on the floor over 8 years ago has really equipped me well for the position that I'm holding now, because I got to know the people, I got to know their care partners, I got to know their struggles, I got to know their needs, and that really just gave me an amazing foundation to be the best director I could, and leading the organization in a fashion that we can build and improve and add value to our programs and services so that we're helping them improve their lives every day. The Indiana Parkinson Foundation has really pivoted during the COVID pandemic because, you know, even though there's a pandemic, there's still Parkinson's, and we know that those with Parkinson's really need to move. They have got to exercise. It really helps to almost slow the progression. Because movement helps to fight that rigidity, and that slowness of movement helps improve their coordination and their balance. So with COVID, one of the things that we found beneficial was Zoom classes. So we started doing our Climb classes that are in normally 12 locations around the state. We brought them into the homes, and so they were able to log into their computers, hop on, see all of their friends, see their trainers, and do the class right there in the comfort of their own home. And during this time, as we're doing this, we don't even realize that we're building this library, because we're recording these classes, and we build these libraries from, you know, Monday through Friday, from mindful meditation and dance all the way to Friday with yoga, and in between we have strength and balance, coordination, posture therapy, muscular re-education, so many beneficial classes. And we realized that what we've built is a subscription service. Mm-hmm. And we realized that, oh my gosh, we can reach people that aren't close enough to our locations. We can reach people beyond Indiana. We can reach people that don't have transportation. We can reach people that can't get out because of inclement weather, or maybe their health is still compromised after COVID and they need something in their home. So really, when you ask about how COVID has affected us, in all honesty, it has helped us to reach more people. So it's very exciting to say that. And although COVID has been a difficult situation for everyone, we do like to, you know, look for those silver linings. So this virtual piece that's allowed us to reach more people and help them is really what we like to focus on.
Is awesome. Did you want to say something, Jennifer?
No,
Robin.
I think when she said that, I'm like, that word pivot, everybody's, but what a strange gift. What a gift to get, but what a great gift, because now how many more people can you help? And those of us that know you or know of the, we can now say, okay, so you can't drive to one of their 12 locations, but they've got you can actually get on their website, and I guess the subscription is there somewhere, right? So
Right.
or the available, it's there. I mean, I just think there's so much about that is, anyway, take it away, Nicole. I just sit
Okay.
there in awe, like, wow, what a
Me
cool thing.
too. That is,
Yeah.
I'm just thank you for all you do with that. I mean, you're just reaching so many more people, and I thank you. So our videocast is all about being authentic and genuine, and we were wondering, what does authentic mean to you in your business?
Yeah. So for me, I feel like being authentic is being real, being unfiltered, being realistic. So for me, it's realizing that, you know what, I'm human, I'm going to make mistakes. But I think what really defines that is, how do I learn from those mistakes, right? So we go through day by day, and we try to make our best possible decisions, and sometimes they're not the right direction, right? And we learn from that, and that is what I think we have to do with our mistakes. We have to take them and again, find them as a learning piece, not getting down on ourselves about it, or feeling like we have failed ourselves or our business, right? But saying, oh, well, this didn't work, but what did I learn from that? And how can I change things to make it better? So for me, again, being real, being humble, and understanding that I'm going to screw up, I'm going to mess up, right? I'm human. But the main thing is how do you handle those mistakes, and how do you come out of them, right? I hope to come out of them stronger and knowing more. And then that way, hopefully, making, the foundation stronger by, again, pivoting, bad situation, making it better,
Yes, I love that. Thank you. Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Wow. This is really awesome. I'm getting so much out of what you're sharing, Kim.
Thank
I
you.
I can't imagine that there are a lot of people out there who are just Googling Parkinson Foundation off the top of their head. But you're one of the few that I hear, that this pandemic has really caused a positive catalyst for your organization to grow through the change. So you've made these changes and are able to reach so many more people capacity wise. How do you make sure that people know all of this wonderful new stuff that's out there and available for people near and far that the Parkinson Foundation has started to do?
So yeah, so that's a great question, Dawn. And I think doing things like this with you ladies, and this week I've been on a call or a Zoom call with a chamber group. I've been on a call with a Rotary group, and reaching people through their networks, right? So TTR has done nothing but come alongside me and our foundation ever since I met Jennifer on day one. It was just like, it was all about not come join us. It was, how can we help you? And it was just amazing. And so I think that each one of us has a different network. Each one of us know different people, right? And so when we have things out on social media, asking our friends and family to please, like it and comment and share. And then, doing speaking events when available, whenever we have the chance. We have our biggest awareness event coming up Saturday, April 17th, which is our Choose to Move race. That's going to be both live and virtual, right? Getting the word out about that so that, we're not only reaching out to those that are living with Parkinson's and their care partners, but we're also reaching runners and walkers and families that want to come together and do a community event. And then they're learning more about us, and then they're talking to other people about us. And I don't know if you know this, but every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's. So by the end of this call, 6 more people will have been diagnosed, right? So sometime in your life, you're going to know someone that's affected by the disease, most likely, right? And so the more people that we can reach, it may not be in their immediate circle, but it's probably within one of their connected circles. So again, there are so many mediums to get our word out. I know the current newspaper, you probably all get it in your homes. They have an over 55 section, and they just did an article recently about our program director and her family and how the foundation was formed, and things like that, things like social media, things like this wonderful program you're doing are great ways for us to share the work that we're doing with those that need us.
You know,
Awesome.
yeah, I don't know, ladies, when we're sitting here, I know Kim, and I know she's presented to most of our groups, but can you, in a nutshell, I'm kind of steering away from the script for a minute. What is defined as, I mean, what is Parkinson's disease? I mean, because I think there were a lot of there was a lot of the definition that I didn't realize. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it is a neurological disease,
Yeah.
right? It is chronic, progressive, and there is no cure, okay? And it is marked by decreased dopamine production in the brain. And so after so much time, the dopamine gets so lower, right? And what happens is people start seeing tremor and rigidity and slowness of movement, a shuffling gait, lack of arm swing, trouble sleeping, cognitive decline, voice and swallowing issues. So many things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they're usually diagnosed, their dopamine level is cut in half, like 50% of what you and I have, right? And so the hard part about Parkinson's, Jennifer, is that there is not a set test that they can take and say, you have Parkinson's. It's not out there. So basically what happens is someone or a loved one might notice something, right? And so they might, think, oh, it could just be due to this, or it just could be due to this. But by the time they bring it up to their general practitioner, right? Which we've all done this, we put it off. We're like, oh, I don't need to go to the doctor, right?
Right.
The general practitioner is then going to refer them to a neurologist or a movement disorder specialist. And then that specialist or neurologist is going to run a series of movement tests on them, right, that include walking and things like that, so that they can see what are we seeing, what is a symptom of Parkinson's. Are we seeing these motor symptoms, right? Are they, because we can't see sleep problems, we can't see the hallucinations they're having, we can't see the cognitive decline. But if they talk with the neurologist and tell them what they're experiencing and do these tests where the doctor watches them walk and do these different, things with dexterity, and I don't even know the whole test, but it's, they're looking for certain things. And then at that point, if they feel on a very sure basis that it is Parkinson's, they'll say, okay, I'm going to give you a medication, and it's called carbidopa-levodopa, and it is the drug for Parkinson's. If their symptoms improve, that's what indicates that, yes, the Parkinson's is what their diagnosis is. So again, it's difficult because you have so many other things that can be similar. So it takes a while, because sometimes people, like I said, they don't go to the doctor fast enough, or it's hard to get into the neurologist or the movement disorder specialist. So, it takes time, and there is no definitive test.
So I'm going to throw in one more question, because I think when we hear, there's commercials on television and stuff, but they don't really they don't really define it. But I think the other question, or the answer that I remember you giving us, is that there's no way to really, it can be something that comes out of a traumatic experience. Is that right? Or what is you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. So most people are diagnosed after, I'm sorry. They are diagnosed out after a traumatic event. So that could be a death, that could be a divorce, that could be a surgery or a traumatic fall, something like that. So usually the diagnosis comes after that. Cause can be anything from blows to the head, like repetitive blows to the head, different exposures, maybe pesticides if a person was a farmer or in agriculture in some way, or vets that have been in battle and have been exposed to Agent Orange. And then they're also doing, testing for genetics and people within the same families with Parkinson's. So there's a lot of different areas that they see Parkinson's paired with, and there's a lot of discussion about Parkinson's starting in the gut. So there's a lot of studies tied with gut health and Parkinson's. So again, not one thing specifically,
Right.
but it could be different things.
So I think that's kind of interesting. I would just throw that out there to everybody. Not Kim knows that, but I would just say that, there is nothing that is a defining cause. I mean, we know that it's because Kim just shared it, that there's the head injury possibility, but there's so much more that they don't know. So if somebody's, well, like, you haven't gone through anything traumatic, there could be so I guess that's what's kind of scary too, is like, if somebody who's got something, they should probably be, or something out of the ordinary, it's very likely that if they wait, it could be bad. Don't let people wait, because maybe it isn't anything, but yeah, so I guess that's an argument. Quick, and I kind of veered away. I just thought that was important to bring that stuff up, because we kind of use the term generically, or not generically, but maybe people don't really understand it. So Kim, I'll just wrap my question into, I kind of know how you got involved with TTR, because I know, and the ladies may not know that, but and then have you had any stories out of it that you'd say, wow, if I hadn't been part of that, or if I hadn't done that with us? And I don't want anybody to ever make up a story. I just, tell us something. You've already shared that it's been a good partnership.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. I don't have to make anything up. I can say so many things. So first offhand, I would say that through TTR, I met Amy Shanklin, and she's now our grant writer. And with her assistance, we were awarded a grant through CICF and able to hire our program director last year, which was amazing.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then for 2 years now, I've been blessed to be a part of Secret Families. And that was through meeting Lisa through our group, and her passion for Secret Families of Hamilton County, which is providing Christmas for families that wouldn't have Christmas. And so I love being a part of that. And, the other thing in just in general, like having people that you talk with each week about what they're doing in the community and how they're doing it, and their trusted resources that so you can refer people to them, is so reassuring, because it's those relationships that helps you realize that you are surrounded by wonderful resources that do things that you don't do. Obviously, we can't all do everything, but we all have the things that we do well. And knowing people and seeing them on a weekly basis and talking with them and learning about how we can help each other each week has been just amazing. And I love the group is so comfortable, and it's so conversational style, and it's just, yeah, I love it. It's just very comfortable.
And I'll give I'll pay her later, because she just did a great job. We should have, well, we are recording this. We might have to use that for another thing, pretty exciting, huh? Thank you. I do appreciate that. I will leave it at that, because I think she said it all. All my questions are answered right there.
Okay.
Cool. Well, Kim, I know that the helping nonprofits and community groups are particularly close to heart with TTR networkers overall. And you happen to be executive director of a nonprofit group yourself and an active member of our TTR networking community. So instead of me asking my regular question about what nonprofits and community groups, you as a business owner, as a nonprofit owner, or what you're involved in, I want to dig more into what may be the volunteer opportunities that are available through your organization, because I think that that's something that our listening audience would be really interested in. And then can you kind of elaborate on the impacts that volunteering with your organization has on the community, that the
Yeah.
actual, the good that comes from it, because that'll be very helpful, I think, in people understanding what your organization does in giving back.
Yeah, absolutely. So with volunteers and us going virtual, that's been a little different. So before COVID, we would have volunteers on the floor with our classes, and they would help, making sure that people that were not maybe as stable as they needed to be were maybe, had just like a partner next to them and just gave them that reassurance that they were there. But we've also had many volunteers for the race. We have volunteers that are, doing things like our race committee, or they may be helping on race day. So a lot of opportunities there. They can help with, everything from parking to water stations to registration and so many other things. We have race marshals and police officers and, just so many areas that people can help in. But I would say the biggest area that our volunteer opportunities have is on students. So we have interns that are from our local high schools and also our universities. So we currently have an occupational therapy intern from Indiana University, and he is, doing a study on samba dance and how dance affects Parkinson's and how it can possibly help them reduce their fall risk. And so through IPF, he will complete what is called his capstone project. And so he will spend, I think it's through April, with the foundation, and he will leave with an amazing experience, and he will leave also with teaching us some things. So it is a great partnership with the universities and the high schools. And at the high school level, these kids are thinking, oh, I might want to go into rehabilitation. I might want to go into physical therapy or occupational therapy or even speech therapy, right? And so they come in and work with our program, and then they're able to learn, well, do I want to work with the geriatric population, or do I want to work with pediatrics, or is this what I want to do, right? So there's so many different levels. And then we even have some interns right now, since classes are virtual, we're having some experience with marketing interns. So they are helping us with social media. They're helping us with marketing of our race event. And so it has been an amazing partnership. And again, I think the impact that that's making is just helping these kids to learn more about the disease, helping them to be compassionate and caring and serving to those in their community that we can learn so much from. So yeah, I think that the internships are just near and dear to my heart and Addie's, who is our program director, and we really want to grow our internship program and allow more students to come in and learn, and hopefully next year we'll be able to bring them back to the floor.
Wow.
Wonderful. It's good to know that there are still opportunities out there like that, even right now through the pandemic, that engage folks young and old to like you said, have a compassionate, thoughtful experience and to help an organization of your caliber. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing.
You're welcome, Dawn.
Yay. Okay, so I'm sure our audience is wondering, how can we contact Kim Williams? How can we learn more?
Yeah,
And
absolutely. So there's a couple of different ways that you can reach out to us. Obviously, we have our website, which is www.indianaparkinson.org, or you can contact us at info@indianaparkinson.org. That's our main email. You can also contact us by phone, which is 317-550-5648. And any one of those will get to us and we will get back with you. Addie and I are very good about getting back to people within 24 hours.
awesome. And one more way we recently learned is to go to our network, our TTR Networking, www.ttr.networking.com, and
Yep.
go to your group, which is Northside Networking. And actually, we have like a bio and contact information too. So that is so
Perfect.
awesome. Thank you.
And that's how
Yes.
it sounds funny when we say, we just realized we've only done 36 of these. I don't know why I mean, that's a lot. Why didn't we think of that to begin with? I don't know who it was. A couple of weeks, was it when Sammy Deshone or something did that? It was kind of
Ben
funny.
Sammy.
It's like, oh, duh. Yeah, we can find you on our website. You know what, Kim, what we always try to do is the end question is basically, what are your final thoughts? But I do want to ask that question, but I also know that you've got a virtual and live event on Saturday, April 17th. So if somebody lives somewhere else, now we know that they can get on the website and they can have the subscription, but they can also support the race. We don't know if that, maybe they would want to do that. So can you tell us, I wasn't on top of it. I could have had it pulled up and we could have shown them what it looked like, but do you know what the race link is?
Actually, they can go straight to our website and register.
Okay, so that'll just
Yeah,
take them
yeah.
right to the-
There's a race registration link on the website,
Okay.
and the race is called Choose to Move,
Yeah.
and it's Choose to Move to Beat Parkinson's. And we've been doing this race since 2013. We're very excited this year. This will be our first year having both the live and the virtual opportunity. And so the live event, again, will be in Fishers on the 17th of April at Witten Park, which is also known as Saxony.
Yeah.
And the TTR network actually has a team created. So after you register, when it says, do you want to join a team, say yes and join TTR. And when you do the virtual race, you can do the 1 mile, the 5K, the 10K, whenever you want, wherever you want. Or when you do the live event, you can come and join us at the Witten Park location on the 17th and do whichever distance is most comfortable for you. And we will be, taking things, we're going to be doing some different practices this year to make sure that everybody is racing safely as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
then the floor is yours. Now that you've
Yeah.
given us that, what are your last, or not your last, but what's your final thoughts for our conversation today? What can you leave us with that
Yes.
maybe, words of wisdom or something?
Well, I'll tell you what, I can't take credit for these words, okay? But
Okay.
I'm reading this amazing book called Mother Teresa's Prescription.
Okay.
And it is a great read, ladies, okay? And so many great little nugget takeaways, if you will. I love those, okay? And something that I was reading last night, and I had already been through my questions for you ladies today, and I was like, that's it. That's my final thought. So this is from this book, not from me, okay? But just my final thought. Too often we compare ourselves to others. If there's any comparison in our lives, it should be to those who are less fortunate. It should involve reflecting on how we can alleviate their suffering through our gifts. So that would be my final thought.
So there's our final thought for today. And isn't that a great thing? We can tell everybody in Success Connect, that's exactly what the final thought should be there, right? Oh, Kim.
I love
Kim,
that.
where do I get that book? I gotta go
Right?
get that book. Well,
It It was a gift. It was a gift, but I'm sure you can probably get it on Amazon, Jennifer. Again, it's called Mother Teresa's Prescription, Finding Happiness and Peace in Service. And it's written by Paul Wright. He's a doctor, cardiologist. And the story is about him and his relationship with her and how she taught him how to live a more fulfilled life.
So that is, I mean, I know that's supposed to, but I'm now asking you questions about the book, but it's Paul Wright, who is what you say was a what is he?
Cardiologist.
Cardiologist. And now okay, because that is, I don't know if I can read the book before next week, but no, kind of doubt it. But are those little quips in the book, or not quips, but okay. So
yeah. And I can, in fact, Jennifer, if you want me to, I can send you a quick email with a bunch of these little nuggets that I've highlighted.
Oh, I'd love that, because I think that is what the bottom, I mean, I was going to say, it was funny because at the beginning, you said Mother Teresa's Prescription. I was literally going to say, so who wrote the book? Well, it wasn't Mother Teresa. I thought maybe it was like because I don't know, maybe so that's an interesting thing. If you wouldn't mind sharing that, I will give Kim credit in Success Connect, I promise, ladies. But that is kind of like, I was thinking, how do we wrap up this? We have this 12-week program we've been doing, and it's all about, basically, that's what it is in a nutshell. And you are such, oh my gosh, I could go on and on about how Kim has, and she says that we have done so much for her, but you know what, ladies, the three of us, every time a new person comes to visit, or we're on whatever, a new nonprofit or something, well, who's our first person we think of? Talk to Kim. And it's not because we want them to sell to you or anything. We just know that you know the right people to connect them as new nonprofits, as new business, the relationship has worked out very well. So thank you very much for that. And I know you're kind of a new leader of our Northside, the beginning of the year, but you're a leader. I mean, obviously. So we thank you very much for what you've done, what you bring to us. And this is just an example. I've got this book. I wonder if it's on ebook, because it sounds like that's what I do. So much of is listening on. But that is just awesome. So yes, if you could share that. Can you imagine? I've never heard that book before. So
me either. It sounds amazing.
What a wonderful thing. Okay. Now I feel like, that was the reason we had to, this is why we have this show, guys, because that says it all. I mean, okay. Take it away, Nicole. I guess I'm done.
Before I take it away, I'm going to sneak something in.
Oh,
I don't know if Kim Williams knows, but she is like the first person I ever met at the Northside group. My first day, my first weeks. Dawn came soon after, but just thank you for your kindness and just welcoming, and thank you. I appreciate that. So I always want to say that. Now I can say that. And you too, Dawn. I know I thanked you, but I'm going to thank you again because you guys are just amazing. So I want to thank you also for being our guest today, Kim. I just learned so much. I got goosebumps, so we appreciate all you do. And we would like to thank everybody for tuning in to us and watching. And until next time, may all your days be filled with authenticity.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Kim.
Kim. I appreciate it.